It's no secret, Korean skincare is ahead of the game when it comes to formulating products that address the needs of the skin barrier. If you are finding yourself red, raw, irritated, sensitive, you have an impaired skin barrier, you are in the right video. Today we're going to be talking my top Korean skincare products for healing the skin barrier. Today's video is in partnership with Stylovana. If you're not familiar, Stylovana is a one-stop online shop for all of your Korean and Japanese skincare and beauty wants, needs, and desires. They have a huge selection of all of the top trending, amazing brands out there. And the products I'm going to be recommending in today's video, you can of course purchase from Stylovana. And you know that discount code? Yes, they have extended it for you guys. If you use code INF10 Dr. Dray, you can save even more off of already competitively priced amazing Korean skincare on their website. Thank you, Stylovana, for sponsoring today's video. There are many reasons why you may have an impaired skin barrier. Maybe you have overdone it with your chemical, physical, or some combination of exfoliants and your cheeks are really sensitive. Maybe you have recently started using a topical retinoid and you are going through that retinization process in the beginning where you are peeling, you're dry, you're very sensitive. Or hey, maybe you have been spending a lot of time outdoors, you've gotten a lot of sun exposure, or it's winter time. The cold winds have left your skin raw, chapped, dry, and super sensitive. When you're in the throes of an impaired skin barrier, one simple hack for your skincare routine that sounds like, oh my gosh, what is she talking about? Has she lost her mind? Everything is going to go wrong, but just trust the process. It's very simple. All you have to do is dial back from washing your face twice a day, morning and evening, to just washing your face once a day in the evening. I promise it will be okay. Provided you're not rolling around in the mud all night, you don't necessarily need to wash your face in the morning. Now, of course, some people benefit from washing their face twice a day, especially people who make a lot of oil. But when your skin barrier is impaired, there's no need to throw in an extra exposure to surfactants, to a cleanser, to water, which all can get in the way of barrier recovery if done unnecessarily. But you do still need to wash your face once a day to remove cosmetics, dirt, aero allergens. All of those things, if left on the skin, can be irritating to the barrier as well. So it's a delicate balance. Make sure when you wash your face, you're using lukewarm to cool water, not scalding hot, and make sure you rinse all of the cleanser residue off thoroughly. Select a mild, gentle, creamy cleanser. Y'all, I have talked about this facial cleanser from Isntree in several videos, and this is the one. This is the one that I think is probably the gentlest, most soothing facial cleanser to just really comfort your face when you have an impaired barrier. It's free of fragrance. It has this silky, slippery texture. It has yam root extract, which is rich in humectants that are going to help with retaining and replenishing moisture in your impaired skin barrier. It gently removes dirt, debris, residue from the surface of the skin, gentle enough to use around delicate eyelid skin, rinses off easily. It has sunflower seed oil, an emollient that just really slips and slides over the surface of the skin, along with rice extract, which is rich in hydrating, soothing compounds. You can also use it on your neck. I mentioned that Korean skincare is ahead of the game when it comes to formulating products that are not only gentle, but really help to support, to cater to the needs of the skin barrier. They contain extracts that are very soothing, anti-inflammatory, help to break up the fight between free radicals and skin cell membranes. They also help to calm down inflammation that brings about redness, heightened sensitivity. They soothe some of the little signals that otherwise would lead to itch, burning, discomfort. So I really like to lean into moisturizing products in the setting of an impaired barrier because you're losing water more readily. You need something to help aid in moisture replenishment so that the barrier can get back on track efficiently. You might want something lightweight like a hydrating serum, or you might need to lean into just a really rich, thick moisturizer, or you might choose to stack the two. Now, a couple of years ago, I discovered from one of my favorite Korean brands, Skin 1004, their Pro Bio Cica line. And let me tell you, I have been so impressed with their ampule and their cream. Very minimal ingredient list, which, you know, having a lot of ingredients in a product isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it's nice to have a really simple formula, especially when you may be very sensitive, trying to keep your routine very minimal. It's nice to have products that are very simple. So the Pro Bio Cica Intensive Ampule, Lactobacillus centella asiatica extract ferment filtrate. So centella is a botanic from which extracts are prepared that contain a lot of antioxidants, anti-inflammatory compounds, support healing and barrier recovery. And Lactobacillus ferment as well enriches for hydrating, soothing anti-inflammatory compounds. The serum also has ceramide in it, which is good for the moisture barrier. Ceramides are lipids naturally found in our skin barrier. When the barrier is impaired, ceramide replenishment exogenously can help get things back on track a little bit more efficiently. This is so hydrating, so soothing. It is like a hug on your face. Apply it to the skin after cleansing while the skin is still a bit damp. It's so comfortable to apply. You know, when you have an impaired barrier, products that you put on your face, they are likely to sting, to burn. This is very much quite the opposite. It's thin enough that it deeply hydrates and helps support the moisture needs of your skin, but it's lightweight enough that you could layer something on over it if you wanted to, or you could use it as is to keep your routine minimal. You could use it in the morning before sunscreen. You can use it at night, either by itself or before using a richer cream. Speaking of richer cream, the corresponding Pro Bio Cica Enriched cream also has that slippery, glossy, glistening texture to it. It's very rich, it's very thick, very similar ingredient profile. Both of these free of fragrance. I enjoy using this cream not just to my face, but also to my neck. The skin on your neck is very delicate, and I have run into this issue multiple times in my skincare product testing career, where I'm using a product on my face just fine, like an exfoliant, but some of it wanders down to my neck, and a couple of days later I'll be itchy and my neck starts getting really dry, very, very sensitive and red. This cream is excellent in that situation, because if you've ever been there, you know, not only is it very uncomfortable, but also your neck starts to look, well, not as youthful as you might like. When the skin becomes dry due to an impaired barrier, the little wrinkles and fine lines are a lot more obvious. So I really love this cream on the neck, but also on the face. It's not greasy, it's not oppressively heavy, but it definitely is rich. It's really good for just really coming in and stepping up to the needs of what your skin is looking for when you have sensitivity, redness, all of those manifestations of an impaired barrier. And if you're wondering, how do I know if I have an impaired skin barrier? Check out my video on signs of an impaired skin barrier. I do a deep dive there. But some signs might include redness, flakes, dry skin, increased irritation of the skin, flare-ups of underlying skin conditions like atopic dermatitis, acne, rosacea, and of course the symptoms of sensitivity, burning, stinging, itch, discomfort. Now, it's never a good idea to bail on sunscreen. It's important year-round, and when you are dealing with an impaired barrier, it's very important, not just from the perspective of course, preventing sun damage and the kind of damage that sets the stage perhaps later on in life for you for skin cancers or sunburn. Definitely don't want to experience that. But ultraviolet radiation is also very hard on your skin barrier, and it slows down healing. So you definitely need a sunscreen to get things back on track. And of course, you need to wear sunscreen anyway. But the other point about sunscreen that I often want to emphasize is that sunscreens are moisturizers. They're in a moisturizing base. They will help reduce water loss. They will help support the needs of the skin barrier in terms of helping to just improve integrity so that irritants don't have easy access to your skin, exacerbating sensitivity. And also, by helping to retain moisture in the skin, allow the enzymes that maintain the barrier to really do what they need to do to get things back on track. Because those enzymes require water to function. It's no secret, Korean sunscreens, chef's kiss. They're not greasy, they're not heavy, they tend to just have a very nice finish to them, not burn, sting. I mean, when we're talking impaired barrier, Korean sunscreens are a great option because not only do they have excellent UV protection, but also they're formulated with barrier supporting ingredients. So I'm going to call your attention to two in particular. One that I mentioned and reviewed a long time ago and really like is the Haru Haru Black Rice Moisture Airy Fit Sunscreen. This is a chemical sunscreen. There is no white cast. It is very rich. It is a thicker formula. It has Uvinol T150, Mexerol SX, Uvinol A+, and Tinosorb as the UV sunscreen active ingredients. It also has niacinamide, which is going to be good for supporting the needs of the barrier. It's an antioxidant, so helpful for warding off oxidative stress in the setting of UV exposure, helpful for redness, and helps to defend against free radicals that otherwise impair barrier recovery. Really great formula. Don't forget to put this on your neck. It's very rich and thick in comparison to many other Korean sunscreens that I have reviewed. But if you want something a little bit more lightweight, allow me to suggest the APLB glutathione niacinamide sunscreen. I reviewed this a couple of months ago. Really have enjoyed it. I'm on my second bottle at this point. It has niacinamide, but it also has glutathione, so two antioxidants, good for defending against free radicals, oxidative stress, so that the skin barrier can get back on track. This formula is a bit more lightweight, but also very hydrating, very moisturizing, really good for dry skin sensitivity. It has hyaluronic acid, which helps with moisture retention, and it has beta glucan, a humectant. So really wonderful, hydrating, more lightweight formula. APLB is a brand that I discovered in 2024 and have really liked many of the products in this glutathione niacinamide line. And recently I started using the body wash. And let me tell you, for anyone, but maybe you're dealing with an impaired barrier on the body, you still need some body cleansing, try their body wash. Again, free of fragrance. So fragrance is not bad per se, but it is a common allergen irritant. So it's nice to have things that are fragrance free. Everything I'm talking about in this video is fragrance free. But what I like about this body wash is that it's got a variety of compounds from centella, which again, good for healing, recovery, niacinamide, glutathione, fragrance free, really gentle formula that generates a nice, luxurious lather. I think sometimes fragrance free skincare can kind of feel like, for some people at least, you're sort of missing out on the experience of an enjoyable skincare routine. And that's where formulation can really step in and compensate to deliver that nice experience without the fragrance. And that's exactly what this body wash does. And importantly, it rinses off the skin really efficiently so that you don't have cleanser residue lingering behind that could further impair the barrier. So I highly recommend that body wash. All right, the last product I want to heavily encourage you to check out if you're dealing with an impaired barrier, especially if you have sensitivity on the cheeks, because this has just been a product that I want to keep talking about over and over and over again. It's the Abib Barrier Jelly. It bills itself as a mask, but really it's an amazing glycerin-based skin protectant. It's a very thick, rich, clear, colorless, fragrance-free jelly of glycerin, as well as lactobacillus and rice ferments, which again are going to be enriched in hydrating compounds. So glycerin is not only hydrating, but it can act as a skin protectant depending on the overall formulation. This product you could use to the entire face if you really want to. It's not greasy, but it is sticky. So when you put it on, just be prepared. It's sticky and it takes a while for it to sink down and dry down. So if you put this on and then you get in bed, it will stick to your sheets. So give it some time to really sink in. But for me, I usually just put it to like my cheeks if I'm dealing with some sensitivity, or I love using it on my neck actually, or kind of the crow's feet area. Not only is it great for barrier recovery, but because it is glycerin, it's hydrating, so it really plumps up and smooths the skin surface. So the following morning when you wake up, your skin is just radiant, glowy. It doesn't form those little dry, fine lines as prominently, I should say, because this product is just really amazing at retaining moisture and protecting the skin from irritants and water loss. It has been a Korean skincare discovery that I keep going back to over and over again. I will recommend and recommend over and over because it is that good. This is the product that really can get you over that that hump of sensitivity and discomfort for sure. All of these are great options, but this is a type of product that you might think of as almost like a barrier cream, but not a cream, a jelly. So it's a little bit of a different texture experience, but I think a lot of you guys will really like it. And as a matter of fact, I know because many of you have told me how much you love this product. So definitely check it out or restock. That's everything I wanted to talk about with regards to Korean skincare products that are game changers for an impaired barrier. Again, check out Stylevana, use code INF10 Dr. Dray so that you can save even more. Let me know in the comments though, which of these are you most excited about or have you tried? What did you think? I hope you guys enjoyed this video. On the end slate, I'm going to put my recent video on my top Korean skincare recommendations for dry skin. So check that one out next if you missed it. But if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and as always, don't forget, sunscreen and subscribe. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.